thing that they're testing.
Nice.
I have to wait till our intro, because if you set it up with an intro video and then you or the video that they see, if they just click on it, you haven't started yet, it'll play that again at the very beginning when you do start it. So it's cool. I just put it as the intro, so it works either way. Then when you watch it, later after the podcast is finished, it'll have the intro. It's kind of like editing without editing. But yeah, I went and picked up more ivermectin like a week ago, I think, a week or two ago. I was like, I could feel something coming on.
Nice.
Yeah, it was weird. I super sick for like 3 days, and only me and our baby had it. Everyone else didn't get it. It was super weird. I was like, I wonder if it is like from your biology or whatever, like your genetics, like if there's some sort of viruses going around that only affect certain genetics. Because my daughters didn't get it, but my son did. So you'd have to be male with the same kind of genetics. That was the only thing I could think of that was the same between us, because there was no reason that no one else should have gotten it at that time. Let me jump on and see if we can hear everything. Just waiting to see if I can hear your voice too.
So it looks like there's no intro.
You didn't see the intro?
No, I'm
Well,
watching the
it's
live now.
yeah, it's live. Oh, let me see. Might not add it till the end. It might not play it. I thought it did though.
Huh, that's interesting.
Yeah, let me see if it's picking up your voice. Oh yeah, it is. We're good. Yeah, I don't know if right now, because we're streaming, it's not playing it or whatever, but it showed it to me when I clicked back on it to see it. But what to start with? So I got this pulled up from InfoWars. It says Humvees, machine gun hardware, bayonets stolen from military storage warehouse near Los Angeles. I think this was a few days ago. It says suspects broke into a U.S. Army warehouse near L.A. this week and made off with Humvees, machine gun hardware, bayonets, and other gear, according to authorities. The incident unfolded sometime before midnight on Wednesday in Tustin. I've never heard of that. A city in Orange County, suspects managed to gain entry to a warehouse at the Army Reserve Center and raid multiple storage lockers. They also tried unsuccessfully to access a uniform storage area. The suspects then cut through fencing and entered a parking lot before driving off in 3 Humvees. Wow. I wonder who it was. It's probably a gang, dude. 8 machine gun vehicle mounts, 7 freestanding machine gun tripods, 40 pairs of binoculars. Those will sell good, I'm sure. 18 bayonets and medical equipment. What do bayonets look like nowadays, Jay? Do you know? Is it just the same kind of thing? It's a big knife?
Oh yeah, that's. I know it's longer than 6 inches. Some of the old ones are like a foot,
Huge,
12
right?
inches.
Yeah, it's like a sword or something. I guess
Well, I
depending on how
think they're
far
supposed to
back
be
you
like a
go.
mini dagger, right?
Yeah, something you just stab them with or whatever. I
Yeah.
remember seeing the old ones. Yeah, they were pretty long. I think they came back down the gun too. But it probably, because you think about it, I mean, what if you ran out of ammo? Why are you just running around with the gun? You could actually take that off and use it as something as well. Like if there was no ammo available instead of carrying around the rifle. Let's see. It says the Army has informed us there is no known loss of weapons or ammunition other than what is listed in the above flyer. If you see these vehicles, please contact Tustin PD Dispatch immediately or your local law enforcement agency. That's funny. So California's gone to hell, buddy. We already knew that though. Breaking news. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
It's always it's been a shithole for a long time. I mean, it always has, but it's real bad now. And yeah, it's crazy they were going to have the governor run against Trump. Instead, they used Kamala, but that was everyone's idea. Was that was their biggest gun? If they were to use him running for president and then like Michelle Obama running as vice president, they were like, "That's a powerhouse. They could actually take this election and beat Trump." That's crazy.
Yeah. Good thing it didn't happen.
Yeah, I don't think anyone will beat Trump. I don't in a fair election. I don't think that would happen. I think exactly what I knew was going to happen this time, which was such a big wave of red, and not even red, right? It's red, blue, purple, whatever, green. Just everyone voted for the guy. But it was so big that you couldn't steal it, like mathematically. And that's how it could have been for the 2020 election as well. But they mixed those votes, and it was easy to say this guy's really unpopular and he's making COVID bad back when they had everyone scared. Didn't
Yeah,
work for us, but the
I
average
think
Joe.
the thing that I think that made Trump win this time is all the good guys, like all the citizens and like law enforcement that actually were doing their job and stopping like these big rigs with those um, voting ballots, like mail-in ballots, like stopping all these people with like bags or like boxes full of
Oh yeah, the ballot dumping
mail-in ballots.
stuff.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
since that was more exposed, people were like standing up to these people, um,
Hmm.
not letting them like submit those ballots because it's for so and so. I'm just doing it for them, but
Yeah.
you
Oh
know,
yeah. And a lot of the Republicans, I guess, had it set up to where they could be sitting there watching this time. I think that was a big change was they didn't get to shut it down and fake a water main break and everyone just go in and they're not, you know, blue area. And then they also like last time had people stealing votes coming from different counties of the state to be able to like fill those up to what I mean? Like if it doesn't matter out in a different county, they'd move from
yeah,
that county and go to another one and then I mean not move, but they would show up and dump ballots there.
yeah,
They weren't checking it. But did you saw that Arizona thing, right? Where uh I don't know who it was, but she came out and they recounted the 2020 election for Trump, right, in Arizona and said that every single state needs to do it and that they need to hold the people accountable that did it. Like they
oh, yeah,
flat out said that they stole it. It went for Trump. Arizona did.
yeah. That's Carrie Lake, right?
Yeah, but I don't think it was her talking, was it?
I thought it was her, or was
Oh,
was it the attorney general?
yeah, that's who it was. Attorney General. Let's see if I can Google that. Says the results of this exhaustive and extensive investigation show what we have suspected over 2 years. The 2020 election in Arizona was conducted fairly and accurately by election officials. So that one was 2023. That's going to be a big spin in 2024, right? When they did a 180. Interesting. Hmm. Not sure. I saw that video though. That was a good one. And
Yeah,
then we
yeah, I
got
know what you're talking about.
oh yeah. And then you saw I haven't seen it yet, but Mark Zuckerberg was on Joe Rogan, right?
Yeah, I haven't seen the whole podcast. I've seen clips.
Oh yeah. And he's coming out now saying pretty much, "Oh, we were victimized by the Biden administration." That's pretty much I think how that's going. And the past few weeks, Facebook has gotten rid of fact checking. It's getting rid of this and that. It's because they want to survive, I think, the next 4 years.
Yeah, I think if Kamala won, he wasn't gonna take away the fact checkers.
Oh no, it'd be way worse. I'm sure. they'd have a whole new campaign stopping people from saying that the election was stolen, because that's like one of the first things that happened, right?
Yeah.
With the whole online media suppression, the blackout, and everything that started this, I believe, was that leading up to January 6th. You don't get to say that the election was wrong. And then the vaccines, you don't get to say this about the vaccines. And he's sitting there. I saw a clip where he's defending it, trying to be on the other side. He's like, yeah, we told them no. They wanted us to not show this meme of Leonardo DiCaprio like looking at a TV or something, and it says that
Oh yeah.
years later,
The whistle part. Like Leo is pointing at the TV and then he's whistling.
Probably, but it said something about like if you were affected by the COVID vaccine here, like it was one of those lawsuits.
Oh yeah.
That you see on TV. It's bullshit. Zuckerberg knew what he was doing. He's still a part of it. I think these elites that are like being targeted for coming down or know that they deserve to get taken down are starting to bend the knee. And that's kind of how you get them, I think. You know, it's a giant group of bad people. A bunch of them are just going to disappear. And then a bunch of them are going to bend the knee and go, no. And those are the rats, right? Those are the snitches. Zuckerberg is a snitch. He's going to sit here and go, this is everything I have. Just keep my ass out of the flames. I think that that's what he's going to do. Honestly, if they get in on Facebook, I mean, they could take over the whole world. It's kind of scary thinking about that, right? Donald Trump, Elon Musk, Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan.
Facebook is much more spread out than Twitter or X.
Oh yeah. But I just mean the power these people have as individuals, and then to group up like that, right? They're all bumping dicks in the political sphere now. They're not just, posting stuff on the internet. It's crazy. Like, could you imagine, right? Like everyone thought it was crazy that like a celebrity was running for office back in 2016. Like, oh, so cool. And then they started seeing his policies and they're like, fuck yeah, build that wall. And just it was crazy when because he's like a celebrity. You see the guy on TV, right? Most politicians, you don't see them on TV. They're ugly, they're boring, they're dumb. Even Obama was like brought people alive again because he just talked, like a person. Just like because most politicians before that were just da 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 when they'd speak. Trump gets up there and he's threatening Hillary to put her in jail and just talking mad shit to everybody. And that was awesome, right? Good old entertainment. And it just, we didn't know we could talk like that. I think a lot of them thought that. And, but now you're looking Elon Musk, right? This demon monkey, right, is now in government. After pulling all the crazy stuff he is pulling for the past 4 years, just giving the finger to the Biden administration, right? Bought Twitter. Twitter's a problem. Bought Twitter. And then, Tesla truck, all the Tesla stuff, the rockets, everything, and just being a smart ass and getting high on the, Joe Rogan's podcast and everything else. Like he's a wild card, and Trump is a wild card. And Alex Jones winning and winning and winning. Getting kicked down, but you can't kill that dog. He's just winning and winning and winning. And everything he said was coming true. And now you got Mark Zuckerberg. He's like, I'm a bro too. It's absolutely insane. These 4 years are going to be crazy. Let's see. So Trump talked about getting Canada, which was probably a joke. And now he's talking about getting Greenland. Do you think any of those things may happen? And if so, like what would be the positive of them? Because I'm not sure about Greenland other than it's really north and it would be prime like military state. It would be great to put a bunch of weapons on that giant island and just have it right there. But that's pretty much like what the US did with Ukraine to Russia as well, I think. Just finding another Ukraine.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about Greenland, but with Canada, I don't think we'll absorb them as another state because they're a whole country, right? And within that country, they have their own little states. Um, so the idea of bringing them in as the 51st state, a whole country like that, what do you classify their states then, or their provinces? Um, like the equivalent for us would be like cities or like counties, but then they have their version of counties too, right? So I don't know how that would work. Um, I would I would say that they'll be liberated
Hmm.
from their government or whatever. Um,
The
I'm not
queen.
sure. Yeah, well, I don't know if they're still under the control of the queen
She's on their
or
money.
well, not the queen, but the king, right? King
Well,
Charles.
I don't even know if they run it, but whatever elites run that.
Yeah, well, it's supposed to be under the British Crown, so
Yeah, yeah.
um, I don't know. If the idea is Trump is trying to get them out of the British Crown's control, so they're no longer a Commonwealth, um, and then they're their own independent country. I can see that, like they becoming their own independent country, not under the Commonwealth. Um, yeah, I don't see them being absorbed into the United States. Um,
Did you hear
be-
why that conversation happened or whatever?
because Trudeau stepping down, or like they had a meeting with Trump.
Well, so it was before he stepped down, it was Trudeau pretty much told Trump about tariffs that they couldn't afford it and that they would be that they are bankrupt and that they would whatever. Something like that. And Trump said, "Well, if you can't survive living off of America, then you should probably just become part of America."
Right.
Which they didn't have to be a state. They could be like a territory, I guess. That'd be cool.
Yeah, a U.S. territory.
Yeah,
That
I
that,
think
that would
if
make
you're
more
this
sense.
big, it's weird to have like neighboring countries. You know what I mean? Like if
Yeah,
Mexico signed some sort of secret, treaty and teamed up with China, I mean, they could sneak them out down there, real quick, or I mean, any of the South American countries and just set it up. I think, I don't know, that you don't want your neighbor to be like a possible enemy, which I guess we're like friends, but why allow Mexico to continue to be like a third world country? I mean, Canada is pretty much a third world country, and people are going to get pissed off about that, but they really are. They have no military. They can't function because they're all socialists. Like they need a daddy to feed them. And that's a fact. And if you were to just not really like take them over, but like absolve those lines and policy it in a way that we all work together, right?
yeah,
Which I'm not a big fan of like big government, but it would just make sense. I mean, say like mining oil or something is better in one of those territories. You would do all of your mining for oil in those territories. If something else was better for making food, you would do it there, right?
right. Like I could see Mexico, the U.S., and Canada forming like the Great North American Alliance.
Uh-huh.
Like it's something like a EU, but just for North America,
Mhm.
and like we'll just share resources among us because Mexico has a lot of natural resources. Canada has natural resources and like oil and stuff
Oh yeah.
because they're like right there with Alaska, right? And like we have the space. Yeah, Canada has like timber and all that stuff too. And yeah,
Canada's
we have
huge on the map, if the map's accurate. So was I mean, I wasn't even just saying like Mexico. I was talking all of South America. Because we're all just on one big rock. We got a comment from someone named Joey. He said, "Weird. Right before I turned this on, I was thinking about Canada being under the British Crown." LOL.
yeah,
Yeah, it's weird. It's really weird. And then Trudeau stepped down, and he's running away. That guy's a weird cuck. I mean, that guy is a special kind of piece of shit. And so whoever it is that's running Australia, they're like doing the same kind of stuff. They will lock you up for words and beat the shit out of you if you don't wear a mask, which is crazy because you see all the videos and tons of them, right? And the people seem to be really like nice, right? It's not like people here. You don't, you know, things get out of hand and people get really aggressive. These people are all like too polite. And their police are too you see videos of their police and you're like, I would take 10 of them because they're way too nice. But the guy's just communicating, or the girl, whoever it is, and they'll just start beating them and force them to put a mask on them, or you're getting arrested for words, which is crazy, right?
Yeah,
Because Facebook could have their fingers in that and go, anything said on here is not a part of your country. They could policy that way, because if you're saying something, which you shouldn't, no country should be able to control speech. No country other than the United States of America has free speech. But when you're on the internet, is that in your country? I mean, I get they own like the internet part of it, like, upload and download, but they don't own the property of Facebook, right? So if you say it there, it's like being on a different continent, different country, I'd say.
yeah, that's an interesting point because when you're on the internet, there's no real defining border, right?
Yeah, the
Like you'll
lines.
you'll you'll have like servers and stuff in other countries, but that's
hmm
just to like reduce the load on the other servers, right? Like
Yeah, and a lot of those servers don't even own the information that's on them.
yeah, like if you
Weird.
have a data center in Canada and you have a data center in the US, if the US servers go down, everyone's just gonna redirect to Canada.
Oh yeah, just like cell towers.
Yep.
Let's see what else was on here. Let's block that. Oh yeah, and I haven't made a podcast in over a month. Sorry guys. It's the holidays. It's a time to spend with family and friends, and you know. Plus I knew a lot of stuff was going to come through really quick after the election, and it's just false flag, false flag, false flag, false flag, right? Like what's up with those drones, Jay? Because I think it was BS. And then that whole story about them looking for nuclear whatever, right? It's a weapon
Like
in New
someone
York and
snuck
Jersey.
in a nuclear weapon.
Yeah, and that's what the drones were detecting allegedly. Well, anyway, they just someone got arrested or is getting charged for, God, I wish I could remember this, for having that stuff in the US. In New York. They
The
were trying to
drone?
sneak it out of New York. No, 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 no. Someone, I think
And
it might have been a Chinese again, tried to sneak like nuclear whatever out of the US and were caught in New York. And
yeah,
that same thing happened with the COVID virus. Someone during 2019, it was three people actually. Chinese, like one was a spy, the other two were something. I think one was a scientist, and then the other one was like a scientist, but it was a white guy, and he worked at one of the major universities there. They all got caught involved, but one of them was trying to get on a plane to leave with bio weapons. And right after that was when COVID started. This time there's drones in the air. People are saying that the drones are looking for nuclear weapons or something with it, and they catch some guy trying to leave New York with this stuff. So I don't know. But what do
yeah.
you think those drones were about?
I was gonna say that I've heard credible information that they were looking for like a nuclear thing, and they were using these drones. Supposedly, these are like top secret military drones to look for it, and they had like sensitive sensors and like detection equipment on them to help look for this nuclear thing that was moving around in the U.S. Um,
It's crazy when they give us something without it really leading, right? Like
yeah,
It could be a million things. You know what I mean? Because they were saying Trump's next assassination is going to be by missile on a plane or whatever. And all of a sudden there's drones everywhere and nobody goes, hey, here's where Trump has been flying, right? It's super eerie when you just, there's a million possibilities, right? And then that fog and all that. I think there's something with the fog. I do. But the drones, I'm not too sure about when it comes to like aliens and stuff, right?
Well, there's that too, those orbs. So there was the drones, which you could easily identify because um, they need to follow the FAA's regulations with all the the blinking lights and stuff. There and then there's the orbs. The orbs were just like circular things that change color. Um, Different from the FAA regulated lights. From planes, it'll be the red, white, and green lights. Some of those drones they had just red blinking lights. But like the human made ones, the military drones, the airplanes, those lights blinked at a constant pattern. Like there's a set blink that it turn on and off. With
Right.
those orb things, it was just random. So
The blinking on them.
with the orbs, yeah, like if
I'm not sure if I know what specifically you're referring to about the orbs. I was just seeing like the drones or whatever. I didn't know there was orbs too.
yeah, those weird orbs that were flying around,
Hmm.
either in formation or in a line. Um, those could be drones, but normal human-made drones, they have to, for some reason, follow regulation, like flying regulation. So
Gotcha.
they have to have those lights blinking and all those weird regulations.
I got an
Um,
interesting question for you. I've been thinking about this a lot. This is off topic by far, but let's say the firmament is real, right?
okay.
What are satellites? Like, because you can see them. What are those? And like, I guess you could just say they're satellites if that's what they really are. But how are they? Are they always in the sky? And if they are, how? Right? You know what I mean? Like, how do they stay where they are? And they move and stuff. But like, the idea is that they're so high up that there's no gravity and they can float around. And when they need to move, they use jets. But how do they do that? I keep thinking about that, man.
If they were real,
Yeah,
the
if the
firmament,
because you can look, yeah, if the firmament's real, so they can't go past our atmosphere, right? How do you
to
think they're
be
using using those satellites like that?
honest, we don't have public technology to a point where we could keep those satellites up there flying if we are in some sort of dome or the firmament. Like it,
That makes a lot of
in order
sense.
in order to keep them up there, you would have to have an anti-gravity technology put in, right? And
Mhm.
then flying them up there, what's the use in using rockets if
Right.
you have anti-gravity?
Oh, yeah, if you only had to go up halfway before, like, gravity started getting so weak that you would just float, why would you yeah, exactly. Why would you need to rocket everything off like that? I mean, I guess it could be floating kinda once it gets up there. I
Yeah,
just keep thinking about that. I'm like, if they got, and they show a map of, like, millions of satellites up there, it bugs me. I don't know, I'm like, it bugs me. Is that what's why the air is so dirty? Is that what's going on? Because they like to blame, factories and people driving and stuff, but I'm like, if you got these giant things up there just burning fuel, or turning the atmosphere into fuel is probably what's going on, be my guess. Yeah, kinda bugged me.
yeah.
Oh, no, I had to ask you. I do, I come up with things to ask you, and I try to remember them. I'm like, "Damn, I really wish I knew what Jay would say about this." So this one's leaked memo reveals LA Mayor Karen Bass demanded her fire department cuts an extra $49 million 1 week before the wildfires broke out. the cut is already on top of 17.6 million of cuts in her latest budget. So she just keeps cutting, which that's what you should do if you're any sort of leader in California, not just LA. I mean, sure, it's better on the outskirts and stuff, but definitely major cities in California, complete shitholes. They've handed enough money out to people that just want to do heroin and fentanyl and meth and that lay down and die. That's it. Says requested just days before fires broke out in devastated swathes of Los Angeles would have shut down 16 fire stations and crippled the department's ability to respond to emergencies. So I saw videos of firefighters like, and I don't know, who knows, it could be propaganda. I don't know whose propaganda, but it could. But fire department and police officers filling up women's purses with water out of the trucks and like throwing them onto fires.
Yeah, I seen the video on that. The firemen were filling up purses, handbags,
Yeah.
and then they're tossing the water over like a wall into like a fire dumpster fire.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I can't believe they're doing that. Wouldn't there? Can't they just move the truck closer?
I mean, they could. Honestly, I think what it is a paycheck for most of them. This looks like a prescribed burn to me. And not the videos
Yeah.
when you see of like the tree that's on fire and the guy's like, how the hell did that happen? You know, because ashes and shit. But you don't drive through it. That's not how fire burns, is driving through it. Like, it takes quite a bit to light a building on fire, right? It's not just some ash lands on something. I mean, maybe, but not here. You know, when you look at the fire in the videos of people driving down the street and there's all these buildings are burned and there's a few that aren't, and then there's a few burning and then there's a few that aren't, and then there's a few more burning. That's not how fire happens. That's really weird.
Yeah. Well, did you see those blue recycle bins? That's not
Yeah.
melted.
Yeah. Yep. The recycle bins aren't burning. They're not melting. Yeah, we know what this is. This is just like it's Lahaina, right? It's the same technology. And honestly, I think this is because Trump took the election. I think that's what's going on. As if you think about it, there's a bunch of weird attacks, right? Like Biden just shut down every oil rig in the ocean ever that we had control of, which is a lot, especially when you're like, oh, he also shut down all of our pipelines. So fuel, they're trying to slow down and affect this guy's administration. Then you burn down all of fucking California. And I've seen the conspiracy about the railroads, how it's perfect with those. That would make sense, right? Like if California became not California, it became something else, right? You know, you got Silicon Valley down there, and it's just like, we're all the richy tech guys, and, you know, all of a sudden the place gets burned down and gets turned into warehouses, and all those people out in the streets doing heroin have to sober up and go get a damn job.
Well,
Be
there
pretty
was
quick.
that one. What is that? The plan for the Olympics in California.
I saw that, but I don't know what the benefit to that would be.
Well, they're clearing out land, right, to build the new stadium and
I
parking
get it,
area, and
but is it a ritual, or
I think it's just trying to get people to sell their land so they can
Yeah.
build bigger and better stuff.
It's not even
Or-
hot land. California is like the shithole place to buy land.
yeah.
Especially where they say it's prime land, you know what I mean? Just right there on the ocean. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and act like Obama and say the ocean's rising or anything. I'm just gonna say that's how corrosion works. That's a real thing. And like Trump was saying, they have so much water and they could divert it, and they've been just like wasting it. And we gotta bring this up. But they're all about climate change and all that, but they're the worst. Like, these major cities are the worst places for that. I mean, other than those satellites, I guess, right? Maybe. I think it's 60 Oregon fire trucks stopped in California, dude. 60 of them. They stopped. Fact check. Bullshit. We're not opening you anymore. Mark Zuckerberg says you don't count. Gets to work battling. Oregon fire trucks allowed. When was that? 5 hours ago? Oh, it's an update. So the 60 Oregon fire trucks drove down there to go fight fire, right? And they stopped them and wouldn't over the border and wouldn't let them go through because they didn't pass emissions test. They wouldn't pass emissions test.
They don't have the smog certificate.
Yeah. So they wouldn't let them go put it. Yeah. Isn't that crazy? Right here. Yeah, look, it's you Google it right now. The first 5 is telling me it's bullshit, and then right underneath that is a bunch of articles telling me that it's not bullshit. It's so funny. They can't keep it together right now. Sacramento bottles up 60 Oregon fire trucks sent to assist California firefight lacking smog certificates. Isn't that crazy, dude? 60 of these big bastards. It's not 60 firefighters, it's 60 huge trucks. You're welcome. Californians, you're welcome.
I thought fire and rescue vehicles are excluded from smog regulation.
Oh, this one's saying they're taking it down because they got it from a tweet. Oh, I gotta find one. Let's see. They're all backpedaling right now. Yeah, I know. It's happening. You know how they know it's happening? It's because there's real people that work on those trucks.
Yeah. Well, I think what these fact checkers are not anticipating is or not these fact checkers, these people that's trying to paint a narrative that they're not anticipating, or they're damn, what is the word? Like the internet is against them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like backfiring, so they gotta backpedal their statements, kind of thing.
Absolutely. Let's see. I'm trying to pull up the studio. All right. I'm gonna turn on this background music for like a minute and a half. I gotta run and do something real quick. All right, and I'm back. It's quicker than you thought, wasn't it? So, Jay, yeah, what do you think I guess we already went over the fires. We went over, what do you think about the election? How about that one? I got a good one for you. Did you love it? Yeah, did you love it?
I didn't care for it. Like,
you son of a bitch. No, I'm just kidding. Tell the people why you didn't care for it.
Like, it was an obvious thing of either voting for I don't well, can I swear?
Oh yeah, I've been cussing this whole time, man.
So it's either you vote for stupid bitch, or mean guy, or mean asshole. Who, like,
oh my God. You're right though. That's so funny. I was just talking about how I'm like, they're like, you're an asshole. And I'm like, yeah, I'm an asshole, but I'm an honest asshole. You just don't like the shit that comes out of my fucking mouth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but I'm not going to lie to you. That's the thing. But I'd rather have that guy than some lying ass stupid bitch. You know,
Yeah,
I really would.
it's one of those. If you had some sort of cognitive reasoning, you
Hmm.
would automatically vote for Trump. Like he's been saying a whole bunch of stuff that makes sense, and Kamala is just trying to ad lib. Um,
I don't
she's
even know
been
who she
trying
is.
to
I don't even know who she is.
ad lib or like wing up, like wing it on like speeches and stuff, and she repeats weird talking points that
Yeah,
doesn't.
like a bot. She wasn't a real person. They were
Yeah,
just hoping to shove another glove in there they could fucking shove their whole fist in. That's all it was. It was not a serious, like, this person has no skills, thoughts, ideas, anything on her own. She sat there and just cackled as they talked about the border. I haven't been to Europe either, or whatever she said. But I'm the border czar. Yeah, I think the American people, I think the whole world actually is just done with elites just putting someone in front of them that like a glove, right? Just an empty glove. That's the person that they have. That this is your hero right here. And then the elites just shove their hand right in and play him like a puppet. I think people are done with that. And I'm tired of being told that, you know, our dollar's up and the economy is great and all of that. I bought a dozen eggs the other day for almost $9.
holy crap.
Yeah. And that was my option. That was the thing, was that I could buy the super cheap eggs, like the super low, low quality, standard, whatever brand, not Walmart. I don't go to Walmart for food. But anyway, for like $7. Or I could buy the higher stuff that's local made,
Hmm.
a couple hours away from me made for $8, $1 more. Absolutely insane. Why I think the eggs might be like the pinnacle of our economy, man, because this happened too during COVID. It happened after it. It happened during Easter like 2 or 3 years ago. I think it was 3 years ago when you couldn't find eggs, and when you did, it was so expensive, right? But it is weird how the eggs just drop like that, and they're like, bird flu this, bird flu that. It's really weird, but I think that they get affected in that way, and I think it's because it's small animal mass production, right? And you mess with the feed, you mess with, the gas that takes to travel, or the gas that it takes to bring the feed in, it really shows it. I think it's a good thing to, you know what I mean? Like, oh, milk is a gallon of this, or gas is a gallon of this. I think we should start using eggs because it seems to change more accurately than like gas even does, right? Because they have to sell so much gas.
Yeah,
Well, everyone buys eggs, and people, it's not like if there's no eggs at the store, people don't like panic buy and buy them all up or whatever. I think they just buy the same amount of eggs. And I think it's weird. I don't know. You should go to the store and look. It's weird watching it change. And I notice it. So I'm a weirdo. I notice little changes and stuff like that. But going from, you know what I mean, a dozen eggs or 18 eggs, maybe it was 18. What was it? I don't know. It's out in the fridge. It might be
yeah,
18 for like $9, which
yeah.
sounds good.
My local eggs are like $7 for 18, and these are like free range.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yep.
they eat from like eat bugs and stuff, and
I mean,
they taste
allegedly,
great.
but they should.
Yeah,
It's really
well,
not
they're
hard to let
brown
your
eggs too.
yeah, it's really not hard to let chickens eat bugs and like grass and normal stuff they're supposed to be eating.
Yeah, just leave them outside.
It's just weird
Let them graze.
how the price bounces up and down.
Yeah.
Kind of freaks me out. I don't
Well,
know.
did you know that chickens are like the fastest, um, not crop. They're not cattle. That's cows. Um, they're the fastest animal you can raise.
Hmm.
Did you know that? From
Uh,
egg to to a little chick, that it takes 21 days.
oh, no shit. Well, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, after genetic breeding and everything. That makes sense. So they can respond quickly to the changes. That must be it, right? Because with gas, like there's all these because that's how it's like buying lumber, right? Oh, I'm gonna buy this much, and you get quoted right on the spot, right?
Yeah.
And then you get all of that oil or lumber or whatever, and it's that price when it shows up. But if you don't make that purchase, then it won't. But that's probably they probably sell so much oil to these main huge companies, and they disperse it out, into the gas stations. That's why the price stays that way for so long, is because they got like a month and a half's worth of that. And then they got to re-up, and that's when the gas changes. But with eggs, and how you just said how chickens grow so fast that they can respond more quickly to those, right? And
Yeah.
I mean, people eat a lot of chicken. I mean, I
Well,
do. I eat
it
enough for everybody.
they grow real quick because okay, from little egg to chick
Uh-huh.
is what did I say? 21 days?
Yeah, 21 you said.
Yeah, 21 days. And then from the little chick to a full adult chicken is 18 weeks. That's what, 5, 6 months? And then that fully grown chicken can make more eggs, right? So like every half a year you're getting adult chickens. And then each chicken can lay what, 10? 10-ish eggs? I don't know how much they lay.
Like one a day, I think. Once when they're in their prime and they're actually laying. It's one a day per
Yeah, and
chicken.
then yeah, so you buy a hen and a rooster. They make babies, and each of those babies can make like more than 10 eggs each. And then you just it just multiplies after that, right?
Oh yeah, getting bigger and bigger. And and then they I don't know. They like there's meat bird chickens too that you buy and they're ugly, but they get big and not fat, but they grow a lot of meat really quick. And that's what those are for. And I mean, so I guess they got different kinds of them, and it's just there's something weird going on with eggs, and it's crazy. We got 10 people in here watching right now. Everyone, make sure to hit that like button for sure. Oh, 11 people. All right. Here's something that these people don't know. I'll tell you that right now, Jay. How special this conversation is. You
Because we're
got
talking
both
about
of us.
eggs.
Well, that Bo, you got both of us in here tonight, and Jay is he Jay's very very special person to have around. He's great. Like Nathan was saying too. And you used to be on every time. So now it's even more special when you are. But Jay's one of the smartest people you'll ever listen to. I'll tell you that right now.
Mm, I debate that. I'm
You
not
can
smart. I I
you
just
get to debate it. That's fine.
I just absorb information.
Right. I do too. And it's funny because I absorb so much information that I'm usually coming from like the far side for people, but then I start saying stuff and then you come from a far side on me and I'm like, I don't know a single person that would come from that angle, and that's a brilliant idea. That's why this podcast was made, as we all bring something very great to the table. And then when it's all put together, you start finding out and hearing things you never could have imagined. This topic here though, it says former, this is funny, first lady. It says former first lady, which is insane. Melania Trump was seen glaring at the Washington politicians gathered for former President Jimmy Carter's funeral this week, raising questions about why she appeared so upset at the event. Oh, so mysterious. Melania appeared distraught and stone faced alongside President elect Donald Trump during Carter's funeral Thursday, where established figures like former Presidents Barack Obama, George Bush, and Bill Clinton were also in attendance, which is funny because I saw that picture of Obama. I don't think that's Obama, dude. I really don't. He looked like he aged 20 years in 3 months because he was just on commercials and shit for Biden or Kamala, I guess.
Well, it could be one of those CIA masks, and then there could be an actor underneath that.
It absolutely is. I think we're seeing a revolution, but a kind that we've never even, I mean, obviously heard of, but could think of. We didn't think that would be the next one. It's going to be one of those that's so big, it's like a gotcha moment.
Yeah, I wanna add something to that Trump and Obama thing. You notice that if you guys watched the whole Jimmy Carter thing, Trump and Obama were like talking to each other, and they're like laughing, smiling, having a good time. And there were key moments where like Bush or I was gonna say Abraham Lincoln, but um, what is in his name? He looks so sick because he's not getting his daily dose of adrenochrome.
Biden,
No,
all of them.
no, before Bush,
Oh,
the
wait, George
Monica
Bush?
Lewinsky. Yeah,
Oh, Bill
the Monica.
Clinton.
Yeah, Clinton, Bill. Um,
Hillary's wife.
yeah, so there were moments where Bush and Bill was going to go up to Trump and like, say something or talk to him, right? But then Obama stood up and like kind of cock blocked them. Like that's what I noticed. It was something weird. Like Obama and or this fake Obama and Trump was like buddy buddy, and then Obama was trying to shield everyone else away from Trump, kind of thing.
Hmm. I didn't watch it, but I definitely believe you. I feel like Trump went in there and it's like, yeah, bitch, I got you. You're all going down. But I got that pulled up of Obama. That does not look like Obama. It's a video, but it's just you could see the front of it. That doesn't look like it. I'm sorry, guys. That is not Obama.
I think
It's
his
his
head is a
forehead
little.
to yeah,
Yeah.
his forehead to his nose. That's not the guy. That's not him.
Well, from the forehead to the back of the head, that's a little too big.
Yeah. Yeah.
Obama's head was more like oval, right?
And his cheeks are gone. Like that's not him. Just like Biden didn't turn into 6'4". That guy's like 5'8", 5'9". He's probably 5'6", being that old. Just so everyone knows. How the hell did he turn into like 6'4"? Weird.
Elevator shoes. It's
Yeah,
coming back.
bullshit. He wouldn't be
It's
able to
coming
walk
back.
in them. He'd be walking out, had no weight to his damn feet, and fucking motherfucker will never move.
Oh, that's why he's tripping. He got them elevator shoes on.
He's in heels. God, he looks like a frail turd in the wind. Says one thing is certain: Melania was clearly not in good spirits during Carter's funeral proceedings. Her husband Trump, on the other hand, appeared unfazed, speaking with Obama at the event. Unfazed. I don't think anyone's ever seen Trump phased. This guy got shot in the fucking ear and got up and said, "Fight, fight," right? Or allegedly got shot. I don't even know where to go with it. I mean, the world is such a stage, but I guess we could say it's all true in a way. When people believe that this person did this or said this, or they believe that the person meant it when they said this, and then another person does the same thing. I guess it's all fake or it's all real. So I think Melania was like, "I'm coming after y'all motherfuckers." Is that what she was doing? There was something about Putin pulling up her old nudies or something on live TV and was like talking about Trump and saying congratulations and brought up his wife and stuff, which I don't know. And I'm not sure if he was being mean or he was just saying you got a really hot wife. Like you're the winner, obviously. Look at your wife. Something. That was like a few months back. What is this? It says U.S. neighbors plotting ways to thwart deportation of their citizens. They're planning for D-Day, Inauguration Day. Here's how two of our hemispheric neighbors, Honduras and Mexico, are dealing with the threat of mass deportation. I don't even gotta say it, man. They're gonna try to be like, we don't want them. See, because the thing is that these people didn't send their best and brightest, like Trump said, was sneaking over the border. They're pushing the most violent criminals out of their prisons and telling them you have this many days to get to the US where they will accept you and stay there or you will die. That's what's going on. That's how they got them to leave so quick. And unfortunately, that's why all the children were there. Most of them probably kidnapped or sold. But yeah. Where do you think those 350,000 children are, Jay?
Underground somewhere.
Yeah, because they were
Mhm.
let go with sponsors. It's quote sponsors, which could have been organizations, and it makes a lot more sense now, retrospect, seeing that the organizations that were pushing right the children around in their buses and getting them from place to place and moving them was the Catholic Church. There's a video. Remember when Alex Jones went down to the border and he was
Yeah.
yelling at those people, and they had all those kids shoved in the back of a van, and they weren't in seatbelts, and he was like standing in front of it. That famous one,
Yeah.
right? That video, that was the Catholic Church moving those kids.
I did not know that.
Mm-hmm. That's who was doing it. That's why they got them. So many kids able to be moved like that all over the
So,
world.
so circling back to the whole California fires, do you
Mm-hmm.
know why it's been like so egregious? And it started like in the Hollywood area, like the celebrity homes.
Well, people are seeing the Epstein stuff,
So
which would make sense if there was a lot of rape and torture dungeons up in those houses, right? There's
yeah,
only one way to get rid of them
but fire
at the
doesn't
same time.
destroy like tunnels, right?
No, but the first thing they do after a fire, Jay,
Yeah,
is demolition, getting it out of there. Just like
yeah.
9/11. Think of it that way, right?
Like I believe like burning these celebrity homes is like getting rid of the evidence.
Mm-hmm.
But did you know that Tom Hanks' home didn't get burned?
Mm.
All the other houses around his house
Is his
got
house, is his
destroyed.
roof blue? Did we look at that
No,
yet? No?
I don't think so. But
Huh.
his house remains, and he's considering moving or selling his house as he's being shamed.
I bet he
And
is.
that,
They probably told him, hey. They probably told him,
what
hey, you
was
better
your
get the
house
fuck out of here.
survive?
No, Tom Hanks Medical Warehouse. That one's blue. Let's see.
Well, it's
Tom
not
Hanks'
that
house.
blue.
No, not his house. It was it was a different property. It's a it says Tom Hanks Medical Warehouse. That's not the one there in LA. And if
Well,
it is, it's still up.
medical. Why is it a medical warehouse?
I have no idea.
It's a medical
That's what
warehouse.
it says. Tom Hanks Medical Warehouse, Echo Fine Properties. Yeah, that's what it
Does
says.
he have body parts in that medical warehouse?
He's probably got stalks of blood. That's what he's got. Yeah, it's a big giant roof is blue.
It's a medical
It
warehouse.
looks like it has like a pipe coming out of the main facility there. And its roof looks like concrete, tell you the truth. But that big blue pipe, yeah, coming out, it's big and blue, Jay. It looks like around the top of that concrete is also blue. It's weird. Really weird. Because you can see the gray. So it's like, oh, that's not just my eyes. It's not just gray. It's blue. But that one stuck out to me real quick. Yeah, I wonder about that. Maybe it has some like special certain paint on it or something. Or maybe they just made a good phone call. Don't burn that shit down. I'm gonna sell
Yeah,
it and get some money.
I think his house wasn't targeted. Like
Absolutely.
everyone else's property was targeted, but his.
Which is weird. I thought he moved to Greece and that's where he was living. I mean, he could still have a house here, but
Oh yeah, he could have like multiple properties.
yeah, it's just 35 million on this. Pacific Palisades, California, 35 million. Damn, that'd be crazy to own something that expensive.
Yeah,
I don't
so
know. It's how is it
search
January and California is burning down right now? Has anyone thought of that?
search for the keywords Tom Hanks house survives.
Okay.
I'm looking at a Australian news report.
Let's see. TMZ. Tom Hanks and
Yeah,
Steven
two
Spielberg's houses
two
survived. Dude,
days
that's
ago.
crazy.
Yeah,
Because Spielberg is a prolific child-eating demon monster. He's the one that was allegedly doing horrible things to that little girl in that horror movie, The Exorcist, and she ended up coming up with some weird illness and died, and it had to do with like her shit. What is that called? Intestine, lower intestine, like sepsis.
Yeah,
Like she died of
look at that
sepsis.
picture.
Which one? This one?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's a video. But yeah, look at the house above them.
Yeah, that's not how fire
That's
works.
kind of like torched,
Uh-huh.
and the trees are not burnt.
Yeah, the trees in between. The trees in the front kind of look burned. Are they not? No, I don't think they are. That's just how they look, right?
Yeah,
No, they're something because they're way lighter than the trees on the other side. But it's also in the shade. So yeah, I think you're right. I don't think those are. Oh yeah, it's a hard. Oh, it is a video, isn't it? Yeah, it's hard to see. Hmm. I mean, even if they were or not, that's weird that his didn't. Yeah, interesting. But that's how it should be. All these buildings shouldn't be skipping each other. I mean, like this house burns down, his shouldn't burn down. The problem is what they're showing on the news is every other building is being burned down, but it doesn't happen that way. It takes quite a bit. Like it would take quite a bit to light this thing on fire. I mean, it's got a couple trees outside or whatever, but I don't think they're big enough, really,
yeah,
to get the heat to be able to torch it. Now, if the trees behind his house lit up, absolutely. But all this shit looks green too. You know what I mean?
yeah. Well, even the trees next to the burnt house, it's still
Hmm.
green.
Yeah. Like it didn't
Not
even
like
get heat
to the
damage
right.
from it.
Yeah,
Because even if like you light up a tree next to it, it starts it's like cooking, I guess. Even if you light up a dead tree, the live tree next to it cooks, like the needles, the leaves, whatever's on it starts cooking, and the whole tree, or at least half the tree, depending on how close and how big that fire is, will turn brown. Why is that green? You're right. That's weird.
yeah,
Because things don't burn when they're wet. I mean, we do a lot of burning here in Oregon, out in the woods. Like I have a buddy actually that lives out in the wood, like off the grid, and he'll go through and burn shit. And there's certain times of the year, right? Like especially right now, where it's so wet that you can light, all the lower shrub shit on fire right in the middle of the woods, and it'll burn all of that, and it puts itself right out. There's no way you're lighting up that
yeah.
tree, and all this stuff is bright green. It just doesn't burn like that. This looks like it was fried, like someone took a magnifying glass, right, on an
Laser
ant.
beams from space.
Yeah, it is laser beams from space or microwave tech, weapons or something. That's weird looking to me. Really
Yeah,
weird. It looks like a prescribed burn. That's what prescribed burns look like. I mean, people do prescribed burns like right in town and right on the outside of town. And they're huge. I mean, it's a whole field on fire. But the reason they can do it is because it doesn't burn anything else. It barely burns what it's burning.
what if they did that on purpose? So the demolition crew goes to that house, demos the place, and start clean it up for a new property, right? And then they find tunnels, and these
Oh, that's
leads
a
to
good one.
Tom Hanks mansion.
I
Right?
thought you were going a different way on that. I was like, I was thinking that the demolition crew goes through and demos Tom Hanks' house that wasn't supposed to be demoed, and he gets twice the amount for it from like
Oh,
insurance or some shit.
that was really suspicious, though.
Yeah, I know, but that's the kind of shit we see on the news every day.
Yeah,
I can see that. Someone paid him off. Hey, instead of buying your house, we're gonna double it. All you gotta do is shut up. No, he's in on this shit. This is just like Oprah, dude. Oprah buying up Lahaina like that. And The Rock. Dwayne The Rock. Dwayne the Heart Attack Johnson. But any last words, Jay? I gotta get out of here.
um, stay frosty.
Stay
Don't let
frosty.
this thing get to you. There's more stuff that's gonna happen.
Oh yeah. It
The
always gets worse before it gets
beginning of the
better.
year.
Oh yeah. Yep. Very beginning. And it's going to be hell because of what I see for like the future. What's going to happen is there's going to be bigger kinds of crazy ass attacks for a while. They're going to try to mess Trump's game plan up. That's what they're doing. But the longer he gets in, the less they're going to be able to do it. I mean, if I was really hoping that he got in there and was like pissed off and you're all going down. Well, if he's not like that, they're going to make him like that because they're going to push and push and push and push until they're gone. But everyone, thank you for watching. Make sure to leave a like if you can. If you validated your email address through Rumble, that'd be pretty great. As well as, leave a comment. We'd love to hear from you, and leave a follow if you are new. But other than that, we'll catch you on the next one.